and I run it, and I run it, and I run it, and I run it, yes, I run it.
What's up, you're my man Tiesto. What's up with you, man?
What's good? What's good? Just chilling, just chilling.
How's your day been so far?
Just been, just made beats in the morning. Woke up, took the dog on a walk, just chilled.
Just want to tell people a little bit about yourself, what you do?
Shit, I make beats, make techno music, throw some parties sometimes. That's about it.
So when did you first start getting into like music and stuff?
Yeah, damn, it's been a mission. Like, started making music probably like maybe 10, 12 years ago. Seriously though, I've been making music since like 2016.
So what kind of made you want to like start getting into that?
To be honest, okay, so in the beginning, I just wanted to be a DJ, techno DJ.
Yeah.
Before everything, I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this shit. And then, cause I went to raves. I used to go to hella raves when I was in high school and shit. So I wanted to be like a DJ. And then I went to college.
Yeah.
It was cool. My roommate there, one of my neighbors there actually, he had known about Fruity Loops and DJing. He's like, it sounds like you want to make beats. And I was like, yeah. He's like, you should download Fruity Loops. So I was like, all right. I downloaded Fruity Loops and then I just started messing around on it. And what's it called? Yeah, ever since then, I've just been like kind of taking it more seriously every day. And then, yeah.
So did you originally go to school for music or like for something else?
No. I went to school for economics.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when did you realize you wanted to like make beats like?
Professionally?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like the first time, rest in peace to the homie Ryan James, my homie died. This is my best friend in high school, and like he was like, yo, I showed him one of my beats. At the time there was like this DJ like Mastercraft. It was a Mastercraft type techno beat, and like he's like, yeah, you need to do this for real. You need to do this for real. So I was like, all right. And then I had a couple homies in college that told me like, yo, you need to take it seriously. Like you got something going, so like, just take it seriously. And then when I graduated college. It took me forever to graduate college, but I finally was graduating college, and like probably a couple weeks before that, I was like, maybe I'll try the music thing.
Yeah.
So I had graduated college, and I was like, I didn't really want to get a job, and I made the music thing kind of work after that.
How did you kind of like master your craft? Like, were you all self-taught or?
Yeah, 100%. Like I'm older, so when I started, there was no YouTube videos really on making beats. That's how long ago it was. Like.
Yeah.
It was a little bit harder, like just to find even just like regular samples, not like samples, but like the kick drum samples, snare samples, like things like that. It was kind of harder to find. Like all the 808s, that shit was harder to find. It was a lot different. Now things are a little bit easier to learn how to make beats, but it's still the same shit.
So you think it's easier to get into making beats now than back when you first started?
For sure, yeah. Kids could easily like just watch some YouTube videos and figure out in a couple days how to make beats. Like. Easily. Music is seems harder than it is.
Yeah.
But it's kind of easy.
What were people's like first reactions when you like start dropping beats and making like music?
Like the very first reactions?
Yeah. Were people shocked or?
Bro, honestly, most of my homies didn't even believe in me. Like the kids that I was going to high school with, they weren't very supportive, you feel me? They kind of laughed at me because I did a lot of things. I didn't just want to do music, I want to do a lot of things, and they kind of like laughed like, oh, you want to do everything, T, you want to be this, that, and like, I don't know, like, I feel like that might have got into me, so I'm like gonna prove them wrong type shit, like, I'm gonna make this work, you'll see. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I kept going,
What were some of like your biggest like inspirations to make beats and like do music?
Ooh, yeah, like going to raves for sure. That's number one. Inspirations. Okay, my very first inspiration actually, besides like that, is my first curiosity about beats came when I was like a kid listening to the Dr. Dolittle soundtrack, and there was an Aaliyah song. So from that moment on, like Timbaland was like a major impact in my life. Like I wanted to make beats because I figured out that he made the beats. I was like, okay, someone made a beat like on a computer, like that's crazy. And then I grew up kind of on NERD, like Pharrell and like the Neptunes. So like that's another major influence. It's like, yeah, Pharrell, I would say, and honestly the Asian dude in the Neptunes. I wanted to be like Chad. Like I thought maybe when I'm grown up I could be like in the music videos just like Chad Hugo, So I was like, all right, see what it does.
What area did you originally like grow up in?
Originally like little kid, Glendora, and then Cerritos. I don't know if you know where that is.
Yeah.
And then after Cerritos, we moved to Orange County for a little bit, to Yorba Linda. That was cool. Like after that, got in trouble, so we had to move to. I moved to LA in high school. Like in my senior year of high school, I moved back to like La Piñata. It's like a nice ass neighborhood in LA. That was cool. And then that's pretty much it. Yeah, lived a lot of places around like LA.
So how'd you kind of go about like networking and like meeting different people and getting your music out there?
Ooh, yeah, man. That's one thing I'll tell if there's anybody listening that needs advice. Like, you never know what homie's gonna help you out and like plug you with some other person. You know, like my music career started because I'll just say because I went to a show. You know, it started with this Little B show. It was like Little B did some shit and it was a riot outside. It didn't even go up. But the homie in front of me recognized me from Northern California. I used to do graffiti, and then like he recognized me, and he's like, "Yo, you go to Chico? You're from Chico?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, what's up?" And then we started talking. Like that ended up becoming my homie.
Yeah.
Through that homie, he introduced me to Little House Phone, and like that kind of like started it. I used to like we were just talking outside. I used to go to these Ham on Everything parties, and like back in the day, that was like the little function. So like. Through those parties and meeting House Phone, and then eventually I sent House Phone a beat, and yeah, it got started like that.
Back then, were you DJing or just like hosting at the parties?
No, I would just go, bro.
Oh, you
I
just
didn't
go?
like know nobody. I would just
yeah?
go and not even talk to nobody. Just try to talk to bitches. You feel me? Just like I wasn't really trying to meet nobody. You feel me? I just go for fun.
Yeah.
There was a lot of cool artists that would be at it. Like it'd be like $10. You go see like Juicy J and Chief Keef or some shit. Like. They have different shit, you know, it's cool.
What would you say is your favorite event that you've done?
Favorite event that I've done, like been to?
Or like, kind of just like...
Or like maybe like thrown. My favorite event that I've ever thrown was, we threw a warehouse party in Koreatown one time. That was sick. Nobody rapped at it, but it had a lot of people. It was cool.
Would you say it's harder to make like a techno beat than a hip hop beat, or kind of like the same, or...
Different. It's like techno is cool, but it's just different. Yeah. Everything's different. It's all just as easy or hard. It's all kind of the same. Music's all as hard as you make it. Like it could be really simple, or it could be like really difficult. Like it's up to the person.
You feel like the techno like vibe is kind of live still, or
does
hip hop's like overshadowed?
It's way more lit than anything right now. Like like pretty much techno, I feel like it's bigger now than it used to be. So this phase of techno is gonna be cool. I feel like it's in the beginning stages too.
Do you remember the first beat that you ever made?
No, but I do remember like the first good ones. I remember the first ones that I'm like, oh, okay, and like people started liking it. My kids in from high school and shit were like, yo, that's hard. I remember that one.
Did you kind of just like drop beats on like YouTube, or kind of send them to people, or
SoundCloud? I remember the first time I got 1,000 plays on YouTube, and I was like, it's over. Like I'm gonna make it, you know, like it's over. Like I remember it all.
What would you say is like the biggest lesson you've learned like in music?
Biggest lesson I've learned in music is just, you know, be cool to people. Don't do people dirty. You don't have to like you don't gotta be nobody's bitch, but at the same time, little work that you do for people, you know, can go a long way. You feel me? Like you do little favors here, drive someone there. You know, don't be stingy with what you have to offer, because you know it'll come back to you if you really got talent. If you don't got talent, then it's kind of harder. But like just treat people right, and you're gonna get treated well. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, the world works that way. I feel like you just.
Were you ever feel like you're like discouraged, or kind of like want to stop making beats or do something else?
Yeah, hell yeah, all the time. All the time, of course. I mean, like I didn't just do music. Like I've had other professions. You feel me? Like it's not just always been music, but you know, I just like music. I couldn't really just give it up ever. And then also one time I was actually considering getting a job. Like I've never had a job in my life, not one job, like never. I actually like worked at Ice Palace at an ice skating rink for like a week and I got fired. But never really had a job, and I was considering getting a job because I got a degree. You feel me? I got a college degree, so I was like, fuck it, I should get a job. You know, I could probably get paid and like money. And like, my cousin freaked out. Like he's like, yo, fuck you, started yelling at me. I was like, damn, like you care more than I do. Like, shit, maybe I won't quit this shit. All right, bro, chill. Like, and then I didn't quit. Just kept going. Things were in a transition period before I started doing the West Coast shit. Yeah. Like towards the end of the SoundCloud shit, it was just like, shit, what's there even to listen to? Like, what's cool right now? What's popping? You know? So, kind of in that stage right now. I feel like musically, the world is.
Well, what's your opinion like on the LA rap scene right now? Like,
whew, LA rap scene. It could be better, you know. It could be better. I would say it's up to the producers and the rappers to just make better music. That's it. It's up to us. Like we just have to come with more heat, more often. Like I think some people, you know, they have cheat codes. You know, they just know what they need to be done. Like, it needs to be done. Like they can make it. Some people it's harder for. I would say the LA rap scene right now is pretty cool. I fuck with it. We do need more like. Hope, I think.
What would you say that we can do like differently to progress? Like get more on charts and, you know, like in the media more.
Like that starts with the producers. Like I guess one thing is like LA music is underground music. You feel me? Like so I don't think that like that's gonna really change too much. But we would need to kind of do like what Mustard already did. Like make it a little bit more mainstream. Like make it like radio friendly. But it's crazy, like the radios are out here, but like they don't really play LA music like that. Like if you notice the LA music that they do play, it's like very like laid back and chill. Like I mean, no offense to nobody, like I'm not hating on nobody's music, but Blast is like really chill music. Yeah. Like you can expect that to be on the radio, but like you saying fuck with the IE artists like R3 and S5, they're hard, but you see them on like the radio nationally for that shit. Yeah. That shit's hard. So LA music I feel like it might always be like that for LA music.
Do you feel like producers don't get as much like recognition as they deserve?
Yeah, I mean like name a dope producer right now. Like I mean I know you know a lot, but like regular people can't even name it. Like since Metro Boomin, I guess what's the white dude's name? Murder Beats. Murder Beats, I guess, and Energy. So those are Energy. I think is the last producer to really get like a big name nationally, you feel me? But like other than like Metro Boomin and the white dude who recently has been like fucking making any like national noise music wise, like it's kind of harder for producers. Yeah, like it's a little bit harder.
What do you feel like would give more like recognition? Is it like the artist? You don't think they're shouting them out enough? Or
you know, shout out to the homie Big Sad, like he hooked me up. But doing collab takes with artists is a good idea for producers. Like, get your name up there as like it's your song too. You feel me? Like, I think producers, for the most part, our careers are not up to us. You feel me? It's up to the rappers who rap on the beat, and like it could just blow up. You feel me? So having the ability to like just make your own shit, and you're on the iTunes, and all the streaming money split with you, like there's nothing better than that. That helps. That actually helped my career the most, probably.
Do you have a favorite beat that you made?
Favorite beat I made? Shit. Maybe something off like that Big Sad shit that I did. Some of those are some of my favorite beats. What's another favorite beat I got? You know, I got a couple favorite beats, but I just like I rapped on them. Yeah. So all my favorite beats I rapped on, never put it out, just like for fun. So, yeah. Those are sometimes my favorite ones.
So you don't have any like tracks out of you rapping, or?
No, not really. Like that, I'm not trying to be a rapper. Yeah. It's not really my career choice.
Yeah. So what do you have planned like musically like for the rest of the year? Anything dropping or?
Shit, yeah. I mean, I just talked to G Perico. We're gonna do some more shit. Big Sad and me are gonna do another tape hopefully soon. What else? White John, shit. Shout out White John. We're doing some new shit. I've been sending him beats every day now. We're trying to send him beats every day now. Who else? One Take Quan, One Take Jay, Teezy, Tyler J. Like, Ocho, I work with all those homies, fucking the One Take Boys, the homies. So I'm trying to just do tapes with all those people this year. That's the goal, really, but it's just kind of hard with like artists. They got their own plans too, you know. They got, I'm doing this tape, I got it scheduled for them, like, so it's kind of hard, but just trying to do that.
How long would you say usually it takes you to make a beat?
Shit, anywhere from like 15 to 20 minutes. 15, 20 minutes. You know, I used to make shitloads. Like now I make a little bit less, but I just like try to make them good. You feel me? But like when I was starting, I used to make like 10 a day. Just sit there in the room all day long. Like
when you feel like you kind of focus more on one beat, is the quality better, or do you feel like it's the same, just kind of pumping them out like that?
To be honest, it doesn't make a difference. Like the hit can be made quick. Like really, like. I mean, you can spend more time mixing and mastering it and shit, but like really, it's just it either hits or it doesn't. It either knocks or it doesn't. So you know when it's knocking.
Are there any like DJs or artists that kind of like influenced you, or you kind of looked up to, or?
For sure, yeah. Like I said already, Timbaland, Pharrell, Mustard. Who else? Shit. Like. Old music like DJ Quick type beats and like all Dr. Dre type shit. When I was a little kid, you know, obviously listening to that. I grew up in the 90s, so Tupac, obviously listening to shit like that. And then you know, like eventually started listening to people like Gucci Mane. Favorite rapper all time, Boosie. So yeah, and then I listened to a lot of Mac Dre. Yeah. When I was in high school, because like I said, I used to go to raves, right? Used to pop hella ecstasy pills, so fucking when I heard Mac Dre, I was like, what the fuck? They're listening to like rap music and doing this shit? Like that's crazy. So I'm like, this shit's a whole new wave, like I fuck with it, so yeah.
Do you ever collab with other producers?
Yeah, definitely. Every once in a while. I have a couple collabs out, like, you know, like I'll have sometimes the homie play guitar with me on the song, like he helps me sometimes. My homie Levi, shout out to Levi, you feel me? Like that's the homie. Who else? Fucking. Who do I collab with? Like, just whoever's in the studio.
So do you actually play instruments or no?
Yeah, I mean like I could play a little guitar, piano, like a little bit. Like I'm not fucking Mozart on the piano, but like I try to be Mozart when I write the music. You feel me? Like. It's not that hard to memorize the chords. That's why I was telling you, like, anybody can make music. You just gotta study the music theory. It's not like there's really cheat codes to the game. Like just study music theory and you'll be able to figure it out.
So you know how to like read music and everything, and
like no sheet music, no. Yeah. But I know all my notes. I know all the chords. Like just like it's not that hard. There's like 12 notes, right? And you can only make a certain amount of combinations of those. You feel me? So it's like just figure it out. Like not that hard. Chords, that's all you gotta learn. The chords, the scales, boom, you're good.
So do you actually put like your own piano loops in there from you playing?
For sure, I don't use samples almost never.
Nah?
Never. Like only time, some of my beats were sampled, okay? Like so, Mud and Pain with Big Sad, that was a sample. Couple of Big Sad beats, sometimes I sample, like, but very rarely. For the most part, almost all my beats are like, I play the piano, every note, every instrument. Like, sampling to me is actually harder.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just harder to make it.
I feel like nowadays, like you always hear like samples from older songs, like back in the day, like on the new tracks and shit, like.
Right. I mean, I got a couple of sample songs that are famous.
Yeah.
I guess what's it called? Yeah, just the Mud and Pain is the main one, but yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit harder for me. I like just playing the instruments. It's just more vibe. I like it better.
What's something that you learned like now that you wish you would have knew when you first started?
Wish I knew about music?
Yeah.
Shit. I wish I knew it was easier. Like, I wish I knew that, like, oh, you don't have to work so hard and do all these other things to make it work. You feel me? Like, I thought you needed a lot of money. Yeah. So I was just trying to make as much money as possible. Before music, I made a lot of money as a kid. So I was just working really hard. You feel me? And then I thought, money would change everything, but really it's not money that changes everything. It's the amount of time you spend actually like attacking the same goal. You feel me? So I wish I just like had known, like, okay, all you gotta do is make these beats and get them to the right people. I just didn't know how to get to those people like at first. It's kind of hard. I got lucky too. Meeting House Phone helped me out a lot.
Something I heard recently was that like hard work always beats out talent. Would you agree with that? Like someone can be talented, but if they don't put in the work, you know, it's not gonna carry them. But as far as someone who always
you know, it takes a lot of work, but then at the same time, like it kind of doesn't. You feel me? I would say you just gotta work smarter, not harder. Like it's not just about working hard. Cause beats, like what? Like we just sit there at a computer and like do some shit. You feel me? You can't overwork yourself. Your music will start sounding fried and shit. You gotta just have fun. I think having fun is the most key thing to music. You gotta have a good time, or you could be sad too, but shit, there has to be a purpose behind it.
If there was any artist you could work with, who would you choose?
Shit. Any artist to work with in the world? Like, the real Tiesto. The original Tiesto, the techno DJ. I'd make a song with Tiesto, like that'd be funny. I feel like that'd be cool. Rap music wise, like who do I want to work with right now? Like I would say I want to work with the IE kids. They're cool. Like a couple people in the IE are cool. I need to tap in over there. Who else? I get to work with a lot of my favorite artists. Like a lot of the people I make beats for are like literally my favorite artists. So like Big Sad is a perfect example of someone who I listened to their music before. G Perico too. I listened to his music before we like linked up. Rucci, listened to his music before we linked up. A lot of the people, you feel me? So those are all people I was kind of a fan of, and I ended up working for them, you feel me? So it's pretty cool.
Would you say anyone kind of like...
Maybe Babyface Ray would be cool.
Would you say anyone kind of like shocked you that you worked with? Like...
shocked me. I guess, you know, to be honest, just the first person, House Phone. The House Phone, like, I remember the very first day I went to go work with him, I was like, damn, I hope he wants to like work with me tomorrow. Like, I hope like this is like not just like a one-time thing. I'm like, damn, back in the loop of just somehow trying to figure it out. You feel me? It's really hard. Like making it out of the loop of trying to figure it out is really hard. And as soon as you get a little bit of like momentum, shit just could get easy. You feel me? So I would say like just get some friends in the that know some friends. You feel me? So
what's some advice you would give to someone like new to the music game?
One, don't give up. Like, don't do hard drugs, because I feel like a lot of downfall of people is like some hard drugs. You smoke some weed, you feel me? You're gonna be all right. Shit. Don't let your head get too big. You feel me? I feel like a lot of people, they let their head get too big and it just gets in the way. They don't. It just doesn't work out for them anymore.
Have you ever kind of like, has it happened to you? You reached out to an artist and they kind of like turn you down, or? Not really.
I'm trying to think. I mean, people just like, you know, people treat producers not always 100% correct. You feel me? And like they think like we're just like computer nerds or some shit. But you feel me? Like, I'll fight a rapper. Like, I don't give a fuck, honestly. Like, I'll fight a rapper if we have to fight. Like, I've almost gotten there sometimes. I've never fought any of my rapper friends unless it was for fun.
Well, I'll say like realistically, without the producer, there'd be like no music, like.
Right, yeah.
Like,
we're like half the song,
makes,
you feel me?
like,
but then like,
even if you take like some like fire ass lyrics and put it on another beat, it's a whole new song. Like.
That's some advice I would give to producers though. A lot of producers see you get into this ego thing, and like they be feeling like I'm the star or they're this, like, you know, one thing the truth is about this music shit is like what I try to think about when I make a beat for someone is like, what's gonna be the best song for them? Like, how am I gonna make them a hit? You feel me? I don't think about like, oh, I'm like tied to these sounds because I like my ego. A lot of people their ego gets in the way of their talent. I'd say that's the best advice I give to musicians is don't let your ego get in the way of your talent. Just do your thing. You feel me?
So do you make beats specifically for artists, or like just depends if you're cooking up with them?
Oh yeah, whenever I make a beat, I'm thinking like, okay, who is this for?
Yeah.
Who is this for? Like, all right, I want to make him a hit. I want to make him a hit or him something cool. You feel me? So I would say, yeah, it's just that's how I go. That's my process. You feel me?
Shit, alright, bro. Anything else you wanna say to the people?
Shit, rest in peace to all the homies that didn't make it past this year. Fucking rest in peace to all the homies in general. Other than that, yeah, like shout out everybody that I work with. I'm not even gonna start listing people because that's too much, but thank you for fucking with me. Thank you.